Texas Tech soccer not very far removed from their first ever Big 12 championship in 2015, and you look at the calendar and we're only just about a month and a half away from starting the 2016 season. Joined by head coach Tom Stone in his 10th season. And coach, thanks for the time, but first and foremost, I think your schedule comes out this week, and looking at it, it looks difficult. You have a number of different conference champions. You have a number of different teams that made the NCAA tournament. So I guess let's kick things off by just asking you what you think about your schedule.
Well, scheduling is almost as important as recruiting and coaching. I mean, it's right up there in the big three, and you've got to put together a schedule that gives you a chance to be considered for the NCAA tournament. And so traditionally we have challenged ourselves in the early going with some top teams. I think in years past those games have all been on the road. We won at Notre Dame a few years ago, won at Cal a couple years ago, and those were big non-conference wins, but they were on the road. This year, a lot of those big games are at home. We're thrilled to have Cal Berkeley coming back on the return. We're going to have Arizona here, which did a great job in the Pac-12. They've been in the NCAA tournament the last 3 years. And Northwestern coming in, who had a great run last year. And one of my players I used to coach at Clemson is now the head coach at Northwestern, which shows you how old I am. So we've got some great games at home, and then we've got a really tough road trip to California to play LMU, who was amazing last year in their conference run, and San Diego State, who's the perennial champion of their conference. So early going, we're going to be challenged. And it's going to be important for this team because we got obviously a new look, having graduated a lot of young ladies that have gone into the pros and leave us with some questions, but we hope to answer them in that non-conference slate before we get ready for the Big 12.
Well, Coach, one weekend that I look at that maybe I key in a little bit more, you touched on it there. You got Arizona and Northwestern, 26th and 28th, the same weekend, but you have them at home. You spend really the better part of the first full month at home, and you touched on it there. You spent a lot of time on the road at the beginning of last season. How much does it help to not only have those two great opponents kind of back-to-back there in a tough weekend, but you get that first almost full month at home?
Well, I think in last year and the year before we had a senior-laden team, and you can take those girls anywhere. I mean, literally, we went on the road to play some of the top teams in the country, 2 top 10 teams on the road. It's not easy. When you got a little bit of a younger team, I think it's kind of nice to have those games at home. They're going to have to get on the road too, and like I said, that California trip is going to be tough. But Arizona is one of the most physically demanding teams to play against. Northwestern, like I said, had a great year last year and do a wonderful job in the Big Ten. So those 2 games at home, we should have huge crowds. I think they're both night games, a Friday night and a Sunday night, and they're going to tell us a lot about our young team.
Well, your team will look a little bit different this year, especially on the offensive end as Janine Becky graduates, but you bring back your goalkeeper, you bring back really the majority of your defensive back line, and then you had some early enrollee freshmen that were able to get in with this spring undefeated season that you had. So can you just speak to the team that you're looking forward to put on the field this fall?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're going to look like. It's going to take us a while, I think, to find our rhythm and to find the groove. And there's so much competition now for spots with having so many seniors who played all the time graduate. It's going to make preseason, I think, really fun. The freshman class last year were tremendous, but the spotlight now is on them. They got to play next to Allie Murphy, Katie Heap, Hannah Devine, Janine Becky, and they played well, but they were playing next to, legends from our program. Now, like I said, the spotlight's on them, and they're going to have to step forward and carry some of that load. So I know they can do it. I know they've been training hard. A lot of them are already back here training now. But it's going to be a new-look team, and we're going to have to let it unfold to see where it takes us.
You touched on a little bit of that spotlight, but now you have a Big 12 championship under your belt. This program does as well. Does that change things for your program in any particular way? Is it just business as usual as you bring girls in and continue to look toward getting some wins?
I think it's a relief that we got that taken care of, and that we can look forward to more opportunities, at that level, hopefully over the next several years. But the thing about our program is we've always had more internal pressure than we've felt like there was external pressure to win that trophy. We wanted to bring that trophy to Texas Tech. We wanted to put it in the trophy case. We wanted to hand it to Kirby and Judy. We wanted it for our girls, for our university, for our community, and that's happened. And now hopefully that leaves us hungry for more. I think the key is, you mentioned the senior goalkeeper, Lauren Watson, awesome. She's been through it all now, and she has a trophy. And with 14 freshmen who also have won a ring, that's a different kind of feel, I think, now for them. Now, if they take their foot off the gas, then we'll go back to not winning, which we don't ever want to go back there. But if they are hungry for more, and now that experience has given them a view of what it took, because it took everything we had to win that tournament and to go back to the NCAA tournament again. If we can have that mindset, then it's set us up for future successes. So, again, we put more pressure on ourselves, I think, inside the locker room to be successful and to play our best than any sort of like, well, now you've won one. If you don't win one, it's a failure. I mean, that's that's unfair to any team. So for us, it's just can we reach a level, can we peg a level that'll give us a chance to have great performances throughout the year? And if we're standing there at the end of the year with another chance to play in the postseason, then we've gotten through that tough time with all these young players.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Thanks for the time, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Texas Tech, we're counting down the days till August 19th when they will kick off the 2016 season right here in Lubbock at the John Walker Soccer Complex. Until then, we'll continue to have content leading up to that season opener on the all-new TexasTech.com. Make sure to flip through all the pages, not just soccer, but all of them. Check out all the different sports and check out our new website. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Texas Tech Soccer. We'll talk to Coach Stone just here in a couple weeks again, but till then, for Coach Stone, I'm Adam Doyle.